¿Qué pasa, cracks? ¿Cómo estamos, campeones? D-Spot here with the full-time report of Barça against Athletic. 1-1 it ended on the night, and ya está. Is this the beginning of the end? That is my question to all of the culés as I'm getting set up here. I don't want to waste any more time with the technical stuff. I want to get right into it. Is this the end, guys? Is this the end of the Valverde era? I'm not usually one to dramatize, always keep a cool head and try to rationalize bad performances with a cool head, but I think now is the time where we ask the question, what is going to happen? Not sure if those that have managed to read my report for Barça Blaugranes, where I basically said, look, if we are not capable of defeating the quote-unquote let's call them less stronger teams, weak teams, the likes of Leganés, the likes of Real Sociedad, Alaves, and I'm talking about convincingly, winning convincingly with a clear idea of football. Also tonight, no disrespects to Athletic, they came out, Berizzo came out with a very serious game plan and did very good, but normally you would expect Barça to be able to dismantle this team, who I think has gone 13 or 14 years without winning at the Camp, or without obtaining points at the Camp Nou. So this is now over a decade later they managed to get their first points at the Camp Nou. Not gonna, let's be honest, guys, it's worrying. Esto no pinta bien. Esto no pinta bien. And I want to talk about it. I want to get your guys' impressions, not only on Valverde, because I think it's wrong I maintain this posture of this opinion of mine, that I think blaming the ref, or the manager, Valverde in this case, is entirely or not entirely correct. It's we'll be doing a severe injustice to, well, not only him, but I think we have to do right and call bullshit where we see it. And right now the players, these Barça players, are not up to the standard that they should, or that is usually associated with them. And I'm talking about, the big guys as well. We have to ask a lot of questions, not only to Piqué. I think Piqué is the easy target here, but just the lack of control there is, the lack of idea behind football. You cannot pin it down to neither one a player or the manager himself. It's clear that Valverde is culpable and has got a huge burden of the responsibility upon his shoulders, but he's not the only one. I think, let me start right away. I think, well, first of all, let me give credit to Athletic and Berizzo. De Marcos had a fantastic game, not only scoring the goal, but also, in defense. I think he stopped the 2 goals. One, the Messi's free kick was just all over the place. Un todoterreno increíble. And I see here Cobra Mafia saying we should sack Valverde and bring in Pimienta. I know that a lot of people are going to want Valverde's head, and I'm not saying that Valverde, my question was, all of last season was, okay, right now he's playing a pragmatic 4-4-2 formation. I want to see him, give him one more season and see what he's capable of. I'm now getting worried. The 4-3-3 is clearly not his system. I think they were playing it obviously, the match changed as well when Messi and Busquets came back in particular Messi. That is despite the fact that he had a bad match before in midweek action against Leganés. Busquets as well had not been playing up to his usual standards. So I was in favor of these players resting and giving entrance to players that don't usually get minutes. But I was really hoping that Artur would be in there. Artur should and has to be in that starting lineup. If everybody, including Messi himself, Xavi, Andres Iniesta, all those guys, Neymar, Luis Suarez, cannot talk enough maravillas about Artur, then he has to start playing. He has to start gaining minutes. And that is I mean, there's just no control. There's no idea behind this football. And that is what is really worrying about this team. It's individual brilliance that has allowed us to be at the top of La Liga, but now 2 points out of 9 is something that is seriously to be worried about. And again, I referred to this earlier, I alluded to the fact that the calendar so far has been our friend. Right now, as of next month, as of October, it's no longer going to be our friend. So, vamos, bueno. That is what is really worrying me. You guys are blowing up the chat. Let me give a little bit of see who's there. Fred Flintstone saying, "¿Qué pasa, Diego from Canada?" What's going on, Frederick? For the past year, it's obvious that this team is poor without Messi. I think that's, you know, that is stating an obvious. Do we have enough players? Does Barça have enough players to win a match without Messi convincingly? Absolutely, but there has to be either a brand of clear idea of football behind these players, or the individual brilliance really has to shine, and that's been lacking both of those things. This is truly bullshit, is saying Cobra Mafia, referring to our attacking football. Muntasir is saying, despite having a very good squad, what are we doing in football exactly? There is no idea of football right now. There's absolutely nothing of that. We should sack Valverde. So, okay, so let's talk about that, right? Because I think it's a very real possibility at this point. I think the board of directors, a lot of them behind the scenes, will be questioning Valverde right now. Is it a good idea to sack him now? Imagine the turmoil, guys. Imagine the turmoil. We have Tottenham coming up. We've got, I mean, the entire month of October is just insane. From El Clásico, from playing Valencia, Sevilla, Betis, Tottenham, Inter, you name it. Espanyol, I think, as well, the Catalan derby, or maybe that's in November. But in any case, Jesus Christ, man, es que no pinta bien. Esto no pinta bien, pinta nada bien, guys. This is really looking very, very, very bad right now, and any culé has to be worried. A lot of people are gonna say, I already said it since last year. Valverde was not, you know, the manager that this team needed. Valverde is not a big club manager. I disagree. Valverde last season was the perfect manager to restore calm and order. And again, given all of the turmoil and the frantic summer that Barça had last summer, so not last summer, the summer before that when Neymar left, he did miracles. With Dembele's injury, Coutinho coming late, he did miracles. Played a very, you know, somber, not say enthusiastic style of football, but won us 2 very important trophies. And I give him all the credit in the world for that. I completely backed him, and I did not want him to be sacked for the season, and I maintain that, and I maintain that now as well. I said in the whole of last season, I said I want to give him an entire preseason with all of the squad, all of the players. Now, obviously, he didn't have that because of the World Cup, but I said I want to give him time. I want to give him, you know, the ability to really implement his philosophy, his brand of football with this squad of players. Play a 4-3-3, because it seemed in the preseason already that was the direction he was going into. But right now, yeah, I'm starting to doubt that. I'm starting to doubt his capability of really doing that effectively. Let me look for another spot real quick. I'm gonna give you guys a little tour of the rooftop. So that's my worry. All right, back to your questions. Oh, so what's going on, D-Spot loyals? It's been a long time. How often do I say that, huh? Cobra Mafia. A ver. I want to take your questions. Scroll them. I want to take the time today, guys. I promised it in midweek when I quickly did a little video. I said that I was going to come and talk to you guys, and I want to do so and take the time to have this moment, have this little chat. For the past, it's already answered. Cobra, we should probably sack Valverde. I'm very worried about our Champions League against Tottenham. It's culé Luke. I reflect that exact same opinion, my friend. Muntasir, let Guardiola get in. We have no control of the midfield. It's very scary, says Everett. I think we will uplift our performance against good teams, although I doubt Valverde has better match preparation ideas. So what Subham is saying is it could be true. You know, right now, and if you guys read my article for Barça Blaugranes, I said, you know, October can either be a good month or a very bad month. And I think what you're saying has a lot of truth, but it'll only be because of individual brilliance. When it comes to football, you say yourself, the idea just doesn't seem to be there, and that is really what is worrying me, very much so. Coño, no me gusta este tampoco. Hold on, I'm gonna go look somewhere else. Muntasir saying in the mid, Artur, Rakitic, and Busquets. I would have loved to have seen that, man. I would have loved to have seen Artur get some minutes with Rakitic and Busi. That would have been really, really, really nice. And I think also you got to give him. You have to. This is good right here. I like the lighting. All right, let me post up right here. You got to give continuation to a guy like Artur, who clearly fits the Barça mold, right? He fits that Barça philosophy, and he's a young player. I think he's, 20, 21 years old. So if we bring players like that in, why not show them the needed support and trust as well, to get the continuation and get familiar with the playing style, with the players obviously he has to play with as well. That is that kind of stuff that baffles me at the moment, and why Valverde decides not to give minutes to a player that we all call Barça DNA. That is a sign that is leaving me very, very worried. What's up, Kurdo Usman? What's with Suarez, says Frederick Flintstone. I think Suarez had a good game. I think he was, active. It's true that his passing was a little bit off. I like that moment where he passed the ball onto Messi and then threw his hands up in his hair. It was because his pass was very bad. Messi kept chasing it, went for the shot himself, then eventually centered that ball in for Munir's goal, the equalizer, the 1-1. But I think all in all, Suarez today didn't have a game to criticize him for. He had a very good chance, but Vidal with a very nice pass in that first half as well, cut him right through the middle, and Suarez unlucky not to have scored that one, in my opinion. All right, let's see. Messi can't keep saving us. Too fast for you. You're 100% right. But while he's here, at the 31 years of age, I'll take his saves at any time of day. But there has to be, again, this brand of football, this idea of football with all the players that resonates amongst the team, and it's just not there. So I agree with you 100%. The main problem lies with the board, says Cobra Mafia. We should sack Bartomeu tomorrow. Well, it's not going to happen. And I'll tell you what, in terms of the board, what I find very particular and what I find very, very strange is why we bring in players like Malcolm when, spend 40 plus million on him when we're not playing him whatsoever. There's rumors, reports saying that Valverde never wanted him, never asked for him. Then why the fuck are we going out and buying him? Yeah, I really don't understand that. That's something that I don't back. I don't understand. And there's a clear divide and misunderstanding between both the board and the technical staff, and that's not a good sign. That's definitely not a good sign. There's a serious overbooking in the midfield, and where are we going right now? There has to be more communication, and people have to be on the same page. Play Suarez, Messi, Coutinho, Suarez, Messi in attack, bring Dembele as a super sub. Well, you know what I'd liked at some point was when we were playing 4-2-3-1, I think it was. 4 in the back, Busquets, Rakitic, and Messi, and then Coutinho, Dembele, Suarez up top. That might be a way forward, but no lo sé. I don't know. Valverde is too conservative. He won't promote Miranda. Look, Miranda needs a lot more playing time. I think right now with Miranda, I would put him in the Copa del Rey. Jordi Alba, I mean, you saw Jordi Alba thrive as soon as Messi came in. There is no substitute neither on a national level for the national team or for this Barca squad for Jordi Alba. He has to be in there. I thought Semedo had a good game. I thought Semedo on the other side looked lively, looked like, he was confident, looking for the one-on-ones, looking to take on players, and I was happy with his performance today, especially I have to say in that first half, to be honest. Barça doing great money-wise, but football, yeah. Of course, that's what is it? Almost Bartomeu is reaching his target of being the first 1 billion euro club, and he seems on his way. 900 something million in revenue this year. Pero bueno, we're losing our identity. You know, imagine if Pogba comes in. This will be a disaster. Not because I don't rate Pogba, but it's just, you know, we're drifting away from what I think most of us love about this club, and this is this mix of Masia, cantera con cartera, un poquito de cartera. But right now, there's no Masia or very little players being promoted. And in terms of Miranda, you know, Aleña, Samper, all those guys, Aleña in particular, you would have hoped he would have been included in the squad today, at least, you know, on the bench. But with the overbooking there is, it's going to be very difficult. And Miranda, yeah, and I think Miranda, Aleña, I have a lot more trust in him to triumph sooner than Miranda. I think Miranda needs a little bit more time. Who should be the manager if Valverde leaves? I would like to see. I would love to see Setien. I like Setien very much. I like Chelsea's manager Sarri. Coño, ¿quién más? I want Xavi to get his, you know, manager's degree, diploma, or license, and him come back to the club, because we need that. We need to go back to what gave us success. We need to go back to what brought us our identity, at least that allowed us to adopt the identity that we have today, and that is a winner's mentality club, and that is the Cruyff model, that is the Frank Rijkaard model, Van Gaal, Pep Guardiola, obviously. That is attacking style football, possession-based football, enthusiastic, atrevido, you know, coño, atrevido, brave style of attacking football in the 4-3-3 formation, where we have offensive but passing, so possession based but also offensive. Because, and I say this because against Leganés, it seemed after the first goal we were just happy with the ball and we stopped looking for goals, and then that bit us in our fucking ass afterwards. We cannot play like that neither. You know, possession is not everything. There has to be an end goal. Never better said. Looking for that goal and killing off matches as soon as possible. Hungry, you know, urgency. I will say this word, urgency. Play with urgency. Play serious football. Y esto no lo estamos viendo ahora. De momento esto pinta, pero wow, esto pinta muy mal. I think October is going to be a disastrous month. Call me pessimistic and everything, pero no lo veo. I just don't see it. I don't see the identity in this club, in this current squad. Idea of football is not there. Y estoy muy preocupado at this point. I'm very worried. Bueno, guys, that is it. We'll be okay, says Juan Garcia. What's up, Juan? Barça had lots of chances, just can't convert. No lo sé, man. I don't know about that. Juan Garcia, I appreciate your optimism. I appreciate you always with the positive vibes. We definitely need to try to remain positive, but we need to see also a light at the end of the tunnel. And right now with this team, with this current style of play, this brand of football, no lo veo. This could be a very complicated season, and possibly the beginning of the end for the Valverde era. Vamos a ver, guys. Vamos a ver. Next up, Tottenham. Visca el Barça. Y hasta la próxima. Ciao, guys. Thanks a lot for your time and all your questions. Cobra Mafia saying Piqué needs to retire. Piqué needs to fucking step it up. 3 matches. And you see him attacking out of urgency, right? I mean, he does have that urgency. He feels that responsibility, and you see him. Then there's just no positioning. There's no discipline in the positioning. Piqué, because he feels responsible, and he should, for, you know, costing us a lot of points. I mean, you know, these 3 matches against Girona, Leganés, and tonight against Athletic. A lot of that was his fault for sure, and he wants to make up for it, but have some discipline in the positioning as well, guys. Es que no hay orden. It's chaos. It's chaos. It's chaos. Bueno. Maybe we talk about it before the next match. And Cobra Mafia, I appreciate your input and all of you guys' comments. Speak soon. Visca el Barça. Hasta la próxima. Chao, campeones. Of course, Churros y Tácticas Monday. Look out for that. At D-Spot. At This Is D-Spot. Follow me. Ciao. Subscribe, like, share with all the culés. Vamos. Ciao.